We may just decide that we're done. We may decide to proceed and see what happens with the plebiscite.
You'll want to hold on to your 1988 Olympic swag because you may not be getting any in 2026. There are reports that a recommendation is coming down to end the 2026 Olympic bid. Now, multiple sources, including the Calgary Herald, are reporting that at City Hall tomorrow morning, Calgary's Committee on the Winter Games will meet and vote on the recommendation. It comes after a wild weekend that saw reports of a leaked document from the mayor that was sent to the province and the federal government. Now, the warning from the mayor, he would recommend pulling the plug if a funding agreement couldn't be worked out by the end of today.
So what I'm assuming will happen is tomorrow at the committee meeting, we'll get all the information, the debate will happen, and of course, if the decision is the bid is not moving forward, then on Wednesday at council we would ratify that and vote, say yes, it's not moving forward, so therefore having the plebiscite is basically a waste of time.
After months of contentious back and forth, it could all be over that fast.
I think we've far exceeded what we can afford. And yet we haven't talked about that. Our budget comes out a day after the plebiscite. So we don't have any of this in our budget.
According to reports, the mayor's letter said the city would commit $370 million to a bid.
$370 million, I don't even know where that came from. When I read that, I think that's the first time I've seen that number, which really concerns me. I'm on the committee.
The mayor did send out an email to us about 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night with the letter that he sent out and some information. So I don't want to elaborate on that particular part, but I know there were negotiations occurring.
When City News contacted the mayor's office, they told us those negotiations with Ottawa are still on. Finance Minister Joe Ceci's office sent City News a statement saying, quote, "The three parties have been talking, but there is still a substantial funding gap that hasn't been made up. We are not planning to change or increase our funding commitment." Now, the only group that hasn't weighed in today is the federal government. City News has reached out multiple times to the Prime Minister's office, which directed us to the Minister of Sport, but we haven't heard back as of yet. Now, the meeting tomorrow was originally scheduled for the afternoon. It will now take place at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Multiple people at City Hall have told us they believe that that meeting was bumped up because of the sensitive nature of the discussion and the continued leaks. In Calgary, Jonathan Muma, City News.